Creating wealth starts with knowing how to handle money. I'm Anthony Peluso, founder of Wealth for Life. I've built my own multi-million dollar property portfolio and helped thousands of Australians achieve their financial goals. I get asked hundreds of questions, and here are my answers. Ask Anthony. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Ask Anthony. My name's Anthony Peluso, CEO and founder of Wealth for Life and Australian property expert. Today I'm going to talk to you about a subject that I know I've covered before in the past, but it's really about understanding the money game. Now, I'd like to call it the new money game, and things have certainly changed with regards to finances and money, which I'll cover in a minute, but I want to talk to you about the money game, okay? And the way that we're being conditioned, or most of you have been conditioned out there, okay? All of us have this view that we need to buy our own home and own our own home, okay? That we haven't made it in this country, or any country for that fact, if we don't own our own home, okay? Now, again, for those of you that haven't seen the earlier episodes or are seeing this message for the first time, your home is not going to make you money. Okay? It never has and it never will. Owning your own home is not going to make you money. Putting all your attention, all your resources, all your finances on buying your own home first is the wrong thing to do. Okay? So what your parents told you is totally wrong. It didn't work for your parents, and it certainly won't work for you. Okay? See, your own home takes money out of your pocket. Okay? I'm sure you've seen that. You've got to pay the mortgage on it, you've got to pay rates, you've got to pay expenses, you've got to maintain it, all the upkeep. Money is constantly going out of your pocket. Now that's different to an investment property where if you've done it correctly, money is coming into your pocket, okay? So there's the difference, right? So the reality is that if you go buy your own home first, you're going to get comfortable and you're going to get fat, okay? Yeah, I'm going to say it, okay? Most people that go buy their own home just laze around, watch TV, don't really go out and do much. Hey, this is what I'm seeing, this is what I'm observing with my own eyes, okay? This is what my clients are actually telling us, okay? You go buy your own home first, you get comfortable. Why? Because you have this false sense of security that you've made it. You haven't made anything by just owning your own home. If all you do in life is just own your own home, you haven't done anything, okay? You know, you've basically just followed what your parents taught you, okay? And your parents followed what their parents taught them, and so on and so on and so on and so on. None of it's right. Don't believe me? Have a look at how your parents are doing financially right now in their retirement years, okay? You know, buying your own home was actually, believe it or not, was a product created by banks, okay? Because when you talk about your own home, you don't use your head, your brain, you're actually using your heart. And banks are very, very smart. They came out and said, let's create, we need people to borrow money from us so we can make money from them. How do we get people to borrow money from us? Let's connect it to emotion. How do we connect it to emotion? Let's create this thing, it's called home ownership. The only people that make money from your own home is the banks, not you. You never make any money from it because as long as you're living in there, it's not giving you an income. Maybe when you pass away, your children will do something smarter, okay? But you're not going to see any money from your own home, okay? Unless you know how to use your own home, okay? Number one, you want to know how to pay off the mortgage on your home in the fastest possible way. How about understanding and learning how you can become debt-free forever? Imagine paying less tax and having more money going to your pay packet every fortnight. What about securing your financial future in your retirement so you never have to worry and stress about money ever again? These are the things that we go through with you in a one-on-one consultation. Some of the results that we've achieved for our clients by sitting down with us one-on-one, we had one couple who created $300,000 in 14 months. We had another gentleman who's gone on to amass a fortune in real estate that's going to pay him $200,000 per annum for the rest of his life when he stops working. These are just some of the things that come out by sitting down with our advisors in a one-on-one consultation. Get your goal planning and you get your financial planning and your goal setting right in 2019. Take advantage of the tremendous opportunities that exist in the Australian property market right now. Call 1300 793 877 or visit wealthforlife.com.au and book an appointment in with one of our investment advisors to get your money right in 2019. So, for people that go out there, they buy their own home, you spend every cent that you earn paying off your own home, you finally own it, then what? You've got this beautiful home, no mortgage, you have the title, you sit down with your partner and you say, honey, we own our own home, congratulations. But you're still going to have to work until you die. You haven't worked that bit out yet, okay? Nobody has told you that. Okay, you haven't figured it out because, whilst you're working 9 to 5, earning an income, there's no discomfort or not a lot of discomfort because you've got money coming in, you spend it to live, okay? So for a lot of you out there, there's really not a lot of discomfort, and any discomfort you do have, you're probably not confronting anyway, okay? The reality is at some point, I don't care what job you own, what job you do, what your career is, at some point, you're going to have to stop working, okay? Whether your body gives up or your mind gives out, you're going to have to stop working. I don't care if it's 80, 85, 90, right? Because owning your own home doesn't produce an income whilst you're living in it, okay? So you're going to have to still continue to work well past probably the age of 60, 62, if all you do is own your own home, okay? Now, if you own your own home, right, or if you've got a mortgage on your own home or you own it outright, the best thing you can do right now, use the equity. So the value of your home minus the debt, the mortgage you have on there, right? The bit in the middle is your equity, right? Use that to go and invest, okay? That's the only thing that your home is good for, okay? Other than giving you some sort of peace of mind and some emotional fulfillment and making your parents proud, right? Your home is basically useless, okay? Now, I want to make a point here. I'm not saying you never own your own home, okay? The point I'm trying to make is you do not own your own home first, and you do not own your own home and do nothing else, okay? Now, a smarter way to do this would be to invest first, create freedom so you don't have to worry about money ever again, and with the wealth you've created, go pay cash for your own home. See, this is how smart people operate. This is how investors operate. They understand they don't need to own their own home first. Some of them never own their own home, but have amassed massive amounts of wealth, okay? So don't fall for this trap that banks make it easy for you to get into your own home, okay? Your parents want you to get into your own home because that's all they did and they knew nothing better. You have a mindset that you haven't made it in your group of friends or your circle of influence until you own your own home. It's absolute bullshit. Okay, you don't need to own your own home. And if you do, make sure that you invest first, create freedom, right? And then use the money, use cash from the freedom that you've created, the wealth you've created, to go pay cash for your own home. Don't get a mortgage on your own home. It's absolutely dumb. It's debt that you can't claim as a deduction, okay? You have to pay it with after-tax dollars, right? So you make 100 grand, you may get 60 grand into your bank account, right? Each year, and then you're gonna have to use that money to pay off your own home. Not smart. The only people that make money from your own home are banks, and they've cleverly designed it that way, okay? So saving all your money as well, that's another topic that constantly keeps coming up, right? And we constantly see. Unless you've been hiding under a rock for the last couple of months, you're probably aware, or you should be aware, that keeping money in the bank is the wrong thing to do, okay? It's people, again, we've been taught growing up, save, 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 save. Is it better than spending on useless things? Probably, but not that much better, okay? The thing is, you can't create wealth from saving, okay? I'll give you an example in a minute, but if all you want to do in life is save, 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 it's too slow and you're not going to amass a lot of wealth, okay? It's actually cleverly designed. And I say cleverly designed because it's not by coincidence that this takes place. Our education system and the banks actually work against you when it comes to this, okay? If you get taught to just save, save, save and do nothing else, see for starters how much you can save each fortnight, or from your pay packet each fortnight. I'm guessing not a lot. And then if you want to save enough to get a deposit or on an investment property or on a home or on anything that's substantial, how long is that going to take? Okay, you earn an income, you pay taxes, okay? You then got to live, so you're going to have to cover things like bills, utilities, food, general upkeep and maintenance of yourself. If you've got kids, you've got to handle them as well, plus school fees and all the things that go, telephone bills, all that kind of stuff, right? And then you're trying to save what's left over. Not a lot left over, right? So have you worked out that this system doesn't work, right? Keeping your money in the bank right now is the second dumbest thing you can do, okay? Because you're not earning any interest on it right now. In fact, the way that our system is going, the way the markets are going, you're going to have to pay the bank just to give them your money. Think about that. They're not going to pay you to hold on to your money in a term deposit. You're going to have to pay them just so you can give them your money to bank for you. It's crazy, okay? You're better off just keeping the money under your bed or in your house, right? Call your bank right now. If you don't believe me, call your bank right now and say, dear bank manager, how much money am I making on my money? How much interest am I earning on my money, right? With interest rates at an all-time low right now, and they're probably going to be falling even further moving forward, banks can't afford to pay you anything on the money that you keep in the bank, okay? Even if they did give you, let's say, 2%, right, 3%, inflation's sitting just under 3%, then you have to pay tax on the interest that you earned. What did you really make anyway? What is this 2 or 3% that we all get excited about? What's the net result of that anyway? Okay? Now, if you don't believe me, look at this as an example. Let's say you got $100,000, you put it into, say, a bank, National Australia Bank, and remarkably, oh my God, they give you a 4% return. Okay? They give you 4% on your money over a 12-month period. Congratulations, you made $4,000, okay? So your $100,000, if you didn't touch it, and you've got to agree to keep it in there for 12 months, has accumulated $4,000 and has gone from $100,000 to $104,000 in 12 months, okay? $300,000 in 14 months. $200,000 passive income for the rest of your life when you stop working. $200,000 in capital growth over a 2-year period. These are some of the results that our clients have achieved over the last 12 months. We're going to be running some special events in a town, in a city near you over the coming weeks called an Evening with Wealth for Life. Get in the market right now and take advantage of the ride that's about to take place. Go onto our website or call us on 1300 793 877 and make a time to book in and come to one of these events. Now, let's say that as an alternative, you take that same $100,000, park it against a $500,000 property, right? So the banks will give you, on a $500,000 purchase, they'll lend you 80%, which is $400,000. And let's forget about costs and stamp duty and so forth for the sake of this exercise. But you give them $100,000, the bank gives you $400,000, you've secured a $500,000 property, okay? Now let's assume that you've bought a really bad property, right? And it only grows by 4% over that same 12-month period. That's gone from $500,000 to $520,000, okay? So you've made $20,000 over 12 months. So keeping cash in the bank at 4% made you $4,000. Taking that $100,000 and leveraging it against an appreciating asset made you $20,000. So you've made 5 times more money over the same period of time just by changing what you do with your money. Okay? Now, I need you to understand this, because if you can get your head around this concept, you're going to have a different relationship with money, and you're going to play this money game much, much differently, okay? Number one, do not buy your own home first. Create freedom, wealth first, then use cash to go pay for your own home outright, okay? I'm not saying you never own your own home, okay? I personally could care less whether I or our clients own their own home, okay? If that's what they want to do, we will help them get there. We certainly don't promote that, but we will help them get their own home. But don't do what your parents did. Love your parents, but doesn't mean you need to take their advice, okay? Because if all you do is buy your own home, it'll take you forever to pay off, because that's the way it's been designed. And all you've got when you've paid off your own home is your own home. You still have to work for a living, okay? So you don't have this freedom, which at the end of the day is what everyone's chasing, okay? Unless you get some sort of inheritance from your parents when they pass away or win Tats Lotto, you're not going to have any type of freedom. And even then, is that really enough anyway? So number one, don't buy your own home first, okay? That's the first dumb thing you can do. The second dumb thing you can do is to keep your money in the bank today, okay? It hasn't worked in the past, even when you were getting 4%. It's certainly not working right now. Get your money working for you. Come on, guys. You guys out there watching this, I'm guessing you guys bust your ass 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, work your asses off, correct? Right. What if your money worked just as hard as you do, or even harder? Imagine you put your money out there working just as hard, if not even harder, than you do. Could you imagine where you'd actually be? Imagine if you took $100,000, invested in a $500,000 property that grew by 10%, right? That's $25,000, 5%, $25,000 a year. Isn't that like getting a $25,000 pay rise every year? And the great thing about it, it's pre-tax, so you don't have to pay any tax on that, and you get it every year. Do you have a boss that will give you a $25,000 pay rise every year? Maybe you do. But if you don't, you have alternatives, okay? Now, don't freak out based on what I'm telling you right now, and you're probably thinking this is too good to be true or that I'm crazy. Neither, okay? It's just something that you don't know. It's what you were never taught in school. It's probably something your parents have never taught you, and God bless them, because they probably didn't know themselves either. But don't stay ignorant. Ignorance will cost you. It will cost you big time. And the longer you wait to put this information into action, the more it's going to cost you. Okay? So, in summarizing, don't buy your own home first, okay? Create wealth. Use that wealth to then go buy your dream home, and if you can, pay cash with it. Number two, do not keep your money in the bank. It's going backwards, okay? Absolutely going backwards. You may as well keep it, get paid, and tell your employer to just put it straight, to give it to you in cash, and then take it home, okay? It's, you know what I mean? It's just going to grow by just as much, okay? Zero. So get your money working for you guys, okay? So you got to understand the money game. You need to understand the real rules of money, and it's never about buying your own home, and it's never about saving money, okay? The only people that make money out of that system is everybody else other than you, all right? So hopefully you've enjoyed this episode of Ask Anthony. Thank you for all your comments and your questions and your feedback. If there's anything we can do to help you, give us a call on 1300 793 877 if you're in Australia, or log on to wealthforlife.com.au. We'd love to help you. We're putting so many people on the path to financial freedom. And I got to tell you guys, if you understand the money game and where our markets are right now, there is never a better time to get into the property market right now and look at creating wealth for you and your family. Thanks for listening.